Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today, once again, it's animation night, and we have gathered here to talk about Frankenweenie. And we are going to start off with, let's go to Stephen Price to see what he has to say about this film.
I really want to know what I think of this movie.
No. Let's go to Brian. Yes, I do, yeah.
It is absolutely amazing. I loved it, every bit of it. I love the hunchback boy with the 3 teeth. I thought he was amazing. I just loved every minute of it.
Have you ever seen it before?
No. I thought it was.
So I bet you this was a real treat for you then.
Great animation. I loved how the dog was brought back to life. That's all I got to say for now.
Yep, we'll come back to you in a bit for favourite moments. Let's go to Brian in the green room.
I am not in the green room. It's just my room.
It's green, yeah. You're in the green room.
Waiting for this interview.
Yeah.
Anyway, my thoughts upon Frankenweenie is awesome. I absolutely love this film. Yet again, Tim Burton has just done an outstanding job on his films, because I didn't even realize this was Tim Burton. So I just love this film. This film is just absolutely the best.
Wait. So while you were watching it, you didn't realize it was Tim Burton? You must have known from the first shot it was Tim Burton.
Well, when at the beginning, when it said directed by Tim Burton, that's when I realized it was a Tim Burton film. Because when I first sat down and just pushed play, I didn't even realize until it said directed by Tim Burton. So yeah, I love this film. It's a simple, basic premise, like a kid's version. Pretty much it is kids version of Frankenstein, and like, in fact, the main kid is called Victor Frankenstein, and instead of using a actual dead corpse of a person, they use a dead corpse of a dog. Like the dog is the dog is the Frankenstein monster. The kid is Frankenstein. The creepy little kid is like the assistant that they know that was in the original Frankenstein movie. The next door dog was supposed to be the bride of Frankenstein. So it is a cool, unique premise of an idea of a Frankenstein movie. Except it's a Frankenweenie movie. But I just, and it was also cool seeing the film in black and white, because, as you know, the original Frankenstein movie was in black and white. So I thought it was cool that they stuck within those kind of within the same route of how the film was back then, and they used it for this. So that was a cool thing. So I just love this movie. Awesome.
And you've got to remember as well, with the black and white, this is a 3D animation, and I think it came out in like 2012 or something like that. And we are used to having 3D animations in color. So whether it not being in color affected its performance at the box office, I don't know, because I don't know the box office figures for this, if it was popular or not.
You know, this film was so good that I actually choked up and teared up throughout 2 scenes. So,
when the dog was dying, when you thought the dog was dead?
Yeah, that scene. Well, yeah,
At the end.
Well, no, not at the end when he got hit by the car, and also when he brought it back to life.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah.
No, when
Right, yeah. Well, they brought it back to the end as well. They brought it back to life at the end as well.
Yeah, so that was the third scene. Then I got choked up quite a bit.
It was fun.
So it was that moving and powerful that made me tear up.
Well, that's the point of it. That means you had a connection with the film. A good film will make you laugh. It will make you cry. It will make you feel all types of emotions.
I didn't think that the movie would do that, but it did.
Yeah, unless you're from Holocaust.
Anyway, that's my take on it.
Huh?
That was my take on it. So
yeah, who should we go to next, Brian?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I would say maybe Susan.
Let's go to Susan. I thought you
thanks,
should say
Brian. That's awesome. Okay. I liked the movie. I liked it the first time I saw it. It was adorable, and I love Tim Burton stuff. I love his vision and his directing and his choices and his gothic vision, his gothic theme and tone and everything for all of his movies. And this one is no different. And it's a pastiche of all the old Universal monster movies. It's fun, and Brian mentioned all the things that went bump in the night, except for the girl's cat became a vampire, a bat, and like a little. Anyway, it was cool. And I love the reanimation scenes of all the other pets. And we'll talk about those when we talk about my favorite scenes. And yeah, that's my intro.
Yeah, thanks for that, Susan. Let's go to Beef Dad.
I found it very entertaining. Some parts I found really amusing. I loved the science teacher at the school, who they made look like Vincent Price. It was extraordinary. It was a very extraordinary piece of cartooning. Yeah, the story's good. As you say, it's based on the Frankenstein story, with a few added extras thrown in. Most amusing, but enjoyable. It's sort of film you just sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, thanks for that, Beef Dad. Short and sweet. Let's go to Lee. If he's there.
Okay. The three pieces of sort of modern genre movies I regard very highly: Spielberg, Gilliam, and Burton, because they push their visions way ahead of everybody else. I knock those three directors, but it's been a Burton film. It just blows you away. Every movie he does, it blows you away. But especially with this animation, when he gets involved in animation, it's just brilliant. And it's his little gothic twists on it. And it's been said, he also brings in his friends into the movies, or his heroes, because Vincent Price was his icon. And his working hero was Christopher Lee, so he had to get him into the movies somehow. And he always reuses actors he knows. I mean, the was Martin Landau, which he'd worked before on Ed Wood. Like he had Catherine O'Hara in this from Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder was in this. It is a good, fun movie. As the Frankenstein, as I said, there's loads of things into this. You've got your sort of take on Godzilla and all the pastiches. Yeah, it's a fun gothic sort of horror movie. If you can have a family horror movie, but this. Okay, that was a sort to Boris Karloff. The one was sort of the flat. He had a sort of a lisp, and I fell off straight away. But yeah, he likes little nods to the past, but also bring it forward for the modern generation. Which is Burton, love Burton. How about you, Andy?
Thanks for that, Lee. Yeah, no, this is. This is brilliant. Honestly, this is really, really good. I don't think Tim Burton is one of the best. Lee thinks he is, and that's fine. But I think he's made quite a few bad films, like Planet of the Apes. But the stop motion stuff and the animation stuff, he just nails. He completely nails it. I mean, I really want him to do more. This story, it's a good story. Of course, it's taken off Frankenstein. I mean, it's called Frankenweenie. I mean, it's very much the same story, but with a dog, as Brian has said. And the characters and the animation are just so brilliantly done. The design of the characters, like the science teacher, is brilliant, and the way they move their mouths and move about, it must take an incredible effort to do all that. You've got the girl with the weird eyes, those great big huge eyes with those small pupils, and it's really freaky. You can just imagine somebody like that in real life following you around, with those big staring eyes, and then you've got the cat. And the cat is kind of like predicting the future, but with poo. So the cat will poo, and then the girl realizes who's going to have an event happen, a major event happen in their life. It's a bit like the black spot in a way that the pirates used to give out. When you got the black spot, it meant you were going to die. Yeah. Let's go to favourite moments. Let's go to Susan.
Fine. Okay. My favorite moments were when all the other animals got reanimated. The sea monkeys. Freshwater sea monkeys, I might add. And the turtle. And the rat. And the dog. And the turtle turned into Godzilla. Rah! And the sea monkeys were like, the, what are they called?
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Yes. Thank you. And the rat was like, Cujo. And so many different things, and so many fun little scenes in that bit. And I don't know. I really like the little scenes with the two dogs touching noses and stuff. That was kind of adorable. Anyway. And of course, all of the Easter eggs, or shall I say, Halloween pumpkins.
Yeah, and I just want to say before I forget or somebody nicks it, is that I like the beginning of as well, where he's creating his own little home movies. I thought that was pretty cool. The way that was directed, with the monsters attacking the city and things like that, and then the dog comes in. I thought it was pretty good. Brian, your favourite moments?
No, it's my turn now.
Yep. Unless you don't want it to be.
No.
I thought you were just sitting around in the green room waiting for your interview.
No. My favorite moments would probably have to be I think my favorite moments is when I think the first one would have to be from when they everybody else is trying to reanimate their favorite dead pet or whatever, and you get to see, and of course, as Susan would say, said before, you get to see like all the other things, like would it be the Godzilla turtle, the little creatures that came to life, the fishes, and everything. So I think that's and they go create havoc within the town, and I thought that was probably my number one favorite scene.
Yeah, but I think it's good. One good thing about that scene as well. Well, in that area is the little mummified hamster. Was it? It was like a little mummified hamster, and it goes up against the T-Rex. Not T-Rex, the Godzilla, the turtle, and it just squashes it straight away. Thought that was pretty funny.
A hamster? I thought it was a head.
No, it was like a mummified gerbil.
I thought it was a dead head corpse.
What was it called again? Ginormous. What was it called again? Colossus.
Well, he have head as a pet.
I don't know. It's Tim Burton. Tim Burton normally does dark things, so I thought it was a head.
Yeah, but it was a take on Pet Cemetery as well.
You thought that tiny little thing was a head?
Yeah.
Who on earth has a head that small? Oh no, let's not go down that route. I can tell you one thing. Not Donald Trump, apparently.
My second favorite scene would have to be from that Christopher Lee cameo as Dracula, but because I thought that was pretty cool that they showed Christopher Lee's Dracula on
the telly, yeah,
on the movie that the parents were watching. And the funny thing about that was they made it from where it was an actual footage clip from the movie. They didn't make it from where what the Frankenweenie animation.
It was an actual clip from the film. Yeah, it was in our world, sort of thing. Yeah,
it was kind of weird. That was kind of weird and cool at the same time, because I would have thought that they would make that scene the way that
the animation was.
Yeah, the animation was and everything, but no, they actually took a clip. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I think my other favorite scene is from when the next door neighbor dog finds out that Sparky, was it?
Yeah, Sparky was the dog. Yeah.
Find out that he's alive, and they touch noses, and her hair ends up like the bite of Frankenstein's hair and everything. I think that was pretty cool and a little bit funny too. So so I really enjoyed that. So I think those are my favorite moments. But I do have one little question. Who did Tom Kenny play? Does anybody know? Because anybody?
Who did who play?
Tom Kenny.
Oh, he just did the one of the villagers at the New Holland town people.
Oh, okay. Because I was just wondering because I actually know Tom Kenny playing SpongeBob, so that's why when I saw him within the credits, I was saying Tom Kenny's in here, huh? So I wasn't actually sure, and I knew that Martin Short was in here because I could recognize his voice directly right away. So, but with those favorite moments, those are my favorite moments.
Let's go to Stephen.
Favorite moments, with the dog is playing with the ball. I like the part the boy goes into the cemetery and it's thunder and lightning. I love that atmosphere. I thought that was brilliant. And when they brought him back to life, and when you first see the teacher with the long face.
Yeah, that's a science teacher.
And the boy with the hunchback boy with the 3 teeth. I thought he was my favourite character in the film. I wish I could have a dummy, of him, Yeah, that's my favourite.
You still don't suck pacifiers, do you, Stephen?
What?
That scene was kind of gross, by the way. I mean, it had dog slobber all over the pacifier, and it went back into the baby's mouth. That was gross.
Yeah. Any more, Stephen?
No.
No, that's fine. Let's go to Beef Dad.
My absolute favourite scene is where he revives Sparky, brings him back from the dead, and the comparison to the Frankenstein film is just amazing. I love the recreation of the Frankenstein laboratory for it, with all the bits and like the toy robot that's sitting there with 2 antennae and with lightning going through the 2 antennae. Brilliant. Just sort of little bits like that in that laboratory were just absolutely amazing. I also quite enjoyed the town meeting. That was also very good. And that was well directed, I thought. And yes, the revival of Shelley, the tortoise, which then turns into a sort of almost a Godzilla-like creature. That was just so funny. I cracked up when I was watching that. So that's me.
Thank you, Beef Dad. Let's go to Lee.
Well, everybody's nicked the favourite bits now.
That's always the worst bit about coming last, isn't it, Lee?
I agree with the laboratory scene was brilliant. I mean, you didn't make with the bicycle wheels, so the going round, and the table was an ironing board. It was just brilliantly done. I do like the classroom scene. There's 2 classroom scenes. One with the chemistry teacher, who's supposed to be like Vincent Price, explaining the lightning. That scene is just brilliant. Explaining how lightning works and stuff like that. The other classroom scene is with when he's being sacked and they've got the sports teacher to take the class. What everyone had to teach, I think. It's just the reanimation of all these animals. You say just little nods to the past. I mean, as Beef Dad said, that Shelley, the tortoise, Mary Shelley, stuff like that. Just little nods. It is a fun movie. Hey, we're all kids at heart, aren't we? Well, apart from Alid.
Wait, Packer, I can easily have you booted, mister.
Go on then. Like to see you try. Come on then, if you get your hand
I'll
up.
just polish him. Just let me polish him. Wait there. Just...
I can smell cheese.
That's Brian.
Oh.
He loves his cheese.
Cheese.
Oh, you've started him off now. But actually, when I type this into another site, because it was on Netflix, but it was taken off, I discovered that this isn't the original version by Tim Burton. This film was actually released as a live action in 1984. And I didn't know that until I saw it. I didn't watch it because we were reviewing this one. But actually, there's another version. And actually, if you want to go and watch it, you can. It's on another site, which I won't mention. So yeah, I found that pretty interesting. But for favourite moments for this, just everything really. I mean, I thought it was just very good all the way through, from the very beginning to the end, and it does have a good ending. It does end well, you know, when he's in the burning windmill and everything like that. I mean, it was obviously the windmill was going to take a place in the story because they referenced it to begin with, so they were building up to it. That was very good. And then seeing all the monsters was cool when they were having the Dutch fair or whatever it was. And like the turtle came crashing through because he said, and now for something big, and then the turtle comes crashing through. So that was pretty good. And you got that girl singing, which was just awful. I mean, it was earpiece, that girl singing. Yeah, I enjoyed it all the way through. I thought it was a good story, and it was very, very well animated. Very well animated. So yeah, let's go to final say and score. Let's go to Susan, since he's really up close to the camera.
Well, I've got to say, I really like this movie. I liked it a couple times. I enjoy a bit of weird in my life, and this is very little bit of weird in my life. And I will grant this movie the wonderful score of 9.5 because it's fun, gothic, and weird, and stuff. That's it.
See, this is what happens when Alex isn't here to hold it back. Alex, where have you gone? All is forgiven, Alex. Let's go to Stephen.
Oh, it's definitely a 10 from me. It's just amazing movie. I loved everything about it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Let's go to Beef Dad.
Well, I'll definitely watch it again.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, I'll go along with Steve, and this is definitely a rewatch for me as well. Most enjoyable, brilliant performances, vocal performances, and yeah, a 10.
Oh, Susan, are you sure you're not going to raise it to a 10? No, let's go to Brian. Brian, hello.
Sorry,
Calling green room.
sorry, I was busy. Sorry.
Oh, you weren't having your interview, were you? You weren't having your interview.
No,
Oh, we
no,
don't want to disturb you. No, we'll go to Lee. It's fine.
no. Go to me. Me.
All right, I'll go to you. We'll go to me.
All right.
Come on then, me.
My final saying score would probably have to be a 10 out of 10. A 10
What
out
a
of
shock.
a 10 out, a 10 out of 10 weenies.
Oh dear. But yeah, on that note, let's go to Lee, actually.
How do I follow 10 weenies?
Maybe 11.
Yeah, I just enjoy this movie. It's going to be, I'm going to give it 10 Mr. Whiskers.
Yep, thanks for that, Lee. And do you know what? I'm gonna give it 10 kitten poos. And so the reason why this hasn't got a 10 all round, folks, is because Susan only gave it 9.5. And I can't believe, because of all the references it has and the good storytelling that it has and the good animation that it has, that she's not going to raise it that half a point. I think we need to bring Alex in the room. Please, can we bring Alex in the room? No, she's not going to raise it. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody here for joining me. I'd like to thank you for watching. Tell us below what you made of Frankenweenie, if you've seen it, and any other Tim Burton film. Look after yourself, take care, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye. Happy weenie.